Hello everyone, I want to introduce you in this lesson to blueprints. So let's just get into it and explore what blueprints are. So I'm going to create a new project in Unreal Engine. Just wait for it to compile. Okay, so the project I want to make right now is a third-person project. Okay, you can do this in any of these projects, but let's go with third person because I want you to see the player as well. Okay, make sure that starter content is checked so we can have some geometry to play with. Call it whatever you want. I'll call it Blueprint BP Lesson 1 and just press create. Wait for it to load. بنتعلم شوية شوية إن شاء الله. Okay, so that's the third person template. So basically, let's just explore what you have. You have a world here, like usual, with any other template. This widget here, or this actor here, is the start position of your player. So if you hit play, this is where your player will start. Okay, so it will move around, can jump, it can do whatever. Okay, I just pressed escape to get out of play mode. Okay, so you can place this anywhere in your world, and this is where your player will start. Just don't place it outside because your player will fall forever into an abyss of fire and المهم. So what is a blueprint? A blueprint is a type of container function, a programming function that gives behavior to things in your game. So what I'm going to do now is a simple door with a simple trigger. So if you press a key, the door will open, and you press another key, the door will close. That's all we're going to do today, and that's how we're going to explore the blueprints in Unreal Engine. Okay, so how can I add a blueprint? I can go to the content drawer where my content is. Just to be organized, I will add a new folder. I'll call it blueprints. Okay, I was wrong. Blueprints يعني المطبوعات الزرقاء. Okay, so I'll open blueprints, and here I can add a blueprint. So you can just right click and you can add things from here. So what I want is a blueprint class. I can only add a blueprint or a level or a material or a Niagara system. So just gonna add a blueprint, and here, never mind all of this, mostly we're going to add actor blueprints. Okay, we'll explain the rest of them when we need them. And that's my new blueprint. So I'll call this my BP, which is for blueprint _ door. You can call it anything you want. This is the naming convention. BP is for blueprint, so you can find it later when you have 10,000 blueprints. Okay, so what is this and how does it work? I'll double click this. I'll bring it from my second monitor here, and this is the blueprint. Basically now it's empty. It's an empty container. Just to show you how it is instead of talking about it, let's add a door here. Let's add a door mesh here. I hope this is clear. Let's just drag this all the way and drag this all the way to the bottom as well, so things won't overlap between the two windows. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I have a viewport here. I can add anything I want in my viewport. These are the properties of whatever I select here. This is an outliner where I see what I have in my viewport, and these are events and what have you, programming things that we will talk about later. So just don't worry about it. I don't want to scare you. There's nothing scary here. So I'm going to add a door. Okay, now to add a door inside the blueprint, you go to add, so you have all your blueprint components here. You can add a door, so add, and you need to give it a type first. So what I want is a static mesh, which just means geometry. So I want to add geometry. Anytime you want to add geometry to your blueprint, you select static mesh. Okay, so now I have a static mesh. I'll call this door. There is nothing in this yet, but if I select it, I will find the properties for this static mesh here, and I can add anything to it. So where it says static mesh here, I can go to the drop down, just type door, and from your starter content you should find a few doors. So I'm going to select this one. I'll just click it. Okay, and it will add a door for me. Okay, you can navigate this exactly the way you navigate your normal viewport. Okay, so what does this mean now? It means that this blueprint now that has this static mesh that is the door can be placed anywhere in my scene with all the behavior I give this door. So if I tell this door to rotate by pressing a certain button, I can add this door with its behavior anywhere I want and as many times as I want in my scene. So let's do that. Just prove this. So I just compiled and saved the blueprint. Okay, I'm going to just to get you used to how to open it. I'll close it. I'll go to my content drawer. I'll find my blueprint here where I saved it, and I can drag it in my scene. Okay, so I want this door to be here now. I want to show you how it reacts to anything I do. So you make this door once, and then you can add it to your scene a million times. And when you change the behavior in the blueprint, the behavior of all the million doors that you added will be accordingly changed. Okay, so let's go back to our blueprint so you get used to opening it. So I'll double click it and go here. If you want to add a new a door frame, let's say, to your door, you can't add it in the same static mesh. So every mesh you want to add, you need to add a new static mesh to place new geometry. So I will select default scene root, and this is just for parenting. Okay, so if I select door now and add a new static mesh, the static mesh will be or the door will be a parent of the new static mesh, or the static mesh will be a child of the door. This is unnecessary for now, but just to show you how to move it out, you can call this door frame. Okay, and you can just drag it to default scene root, or click the default scene root from the beginning and add your static mesh. It will give you the same result. So attach, and now they're at the same level. I hope this is clear. It's not important now, but I hope this is clear. We don't want you to parent things when it's unnecessary. So in door frame, which is empty now, I will go and add exactly the same way. I will type door, and I'm sure there is a door frame. Here's a door frame. Okay, so I just added the door frame to my blueprint, and as you can see here, it updated in my scene. And again, if I have a million of them, they will all update here. So I will place my door frame properly. I think we are okay now. No, there is a gap. So let me see, minus 40. Let's go minus 45 in the, oh, sorry. This is the transformation, rotation, and scale of the door frame because it's selected. So in location, I'm going to move this about 5 units, so minus 45, and this should snap it exactly to where the door is. Okay, now what I can see is that my door is facing the wrong way around here and there. So what you can do is in your scene, if you want to fix that, in your scene you can basically rotate it. So I'll press the شنو هذا the shortcut R. Is it R or is it E? I don't know. R, E or rotate. I don't know. I don't even know what I pressed. But I taught you this, so don't complain. So it's E actually. I pressed E to rotate. Okay. I'm just used to it. My fingers are used to certain places in the keyboard. يعني قاعد افوشر الحين وهالسوالف يعني قوم عني. المهم. Okay, so now I want to add the behavior to my. I want to add the behavior to my door. So I want to create the following behavior. If I press the letter C, the door will open. If I press the letter X, the door will close. Okay, so that's all I need for now here. And I have my door and I have everything. Now, so this is called door. Just make sure you know this. This is called door. And this is called door frame. Okay? Now, these became actors. Okay? Or components, sorry. These became components, programming components. Now, the way to create behavior is to leave the viewport and go to the event graph. And this is where you create all your behaviors. Now, again, don't worry about this. You can use the right mouse button to toggle around and the middle mouse button to zoom in and out. Okay, that's all you need. Okay. So, by default, we have event begin play, event actor begin overlap, event tick, and so on. Never mind these for now. What we're going to do is that we're going to create a behavior here. We'll look at how to create logic. Okay. So we want to rotate the door by pressing the letter C. Let's show you how easy this is. So I'll just right click to add a node. Now this is a node system. Okay? Again, don't be scared about this. It makes it much easier than programming. So I'll right click and I'll just press the letter C and look for the C button. Actually I'm not going to do that. I'll write keyboard. Okay, it's keyboard key. So here you will find all the buttons on the keyboard. Okay, I want the letter C. So on this keyboard, when I press the letter C, it will do something. When I release the letter C, it will do something else. Okay, that's all it does. And this is what I mean when I say it makes it much easier than programming. It's visual. So when the letter C is pressed, what do I want to do? I want to open the door, which means I want to rotate this door along a certain axis. Okay? So I want to rotate this door along its z-axis. And just to see that in action, that's the door. And if I go to rotate, so I'll press the letter E here, this is what I'm rotating. It's the blue one, which means it's the z-axis. And as you can see, the number is changing here. Okay, so I'll undo that. Go back to my event graph. Okay, so when the C button is pressed, I'll drag this noodle out. And yes, they are called noodles, I think. يمكن حلمان ما أدري المهم أو جوعان يمكن. What I want to do is set the rotation of the door. So there is a node called set. You can do this in both ways, add rotation or set rotation. I'm going to do set rotation. I think it's the right way to do it. So it's set rotation. You won't set rotation. You won't find anything that is called set rotation because in programming terms it is setting a relative rotation. Okay? So set rotation means I will set the rotation in accordance with the world coordinates إلى آخره. This is too much information for you now. What we want is set relative rotation, which means that wherever the door is, in anywhere in the world, I want the relative rotation of this door to be offset by 90. Okay, so it's called set relative. Did I write relative right? Yeah, rotation. Okay, so it says set relative rotation in transformations. So I have door and I have door frame. I'm going to select door, and it will give me these two nodes. It connected this automatically for me, which is good. So what this is saying is, when the C letter is pressed, set the relative rotation of the target, which is door. So set the relative rotation of door to a new rotation of 90 degrees. Okay? And that's all I need to know. That's all I need to do. I hope this is clear. So again, it's like forming a sentence. When the letter C is pressed, set the relative rotation of target door to a new rotation of Z 90. Okay, now let's try this. Let's see if it works. I'll compile and then I'll save. And I'll go here. I will close my blueprint. You don't need to close your blueprint. I just want to see my screen. Okay, and I will play. And then start the game and press C, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. You might be tearing your hair out now or not. So I'll go back to my blueprint to fix this. Why is it not working? The logic is correct. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that I didn't tell Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine needs to be told, that to accept input from a certain player. So if there are multiple players and everybody's pressing C, it doesn't know who's pressing C. So I need to tell it that when my player, I only have one player, fortunately, when my player hits the letter C, then execute. So there is a little thing here that we saw in the beginning called event begin play. Okay, so this is triggered only once. This event, it is triggered only once when the game starts. Okay, so what I'm telling it now is, when the game starts, enable input. Okay, so it will enable input, which means now I can give it mouse clicks, I mean custom mouse clicks. I can give it keyboard clicks. I can give it all sorts of things. Okay, but it still doesn't know by whom. So what it's saying is, enable input, target is self, which means this blueprint. So within this blueprint, enable input by a certain player, where it says player controller. It's by a certain player. So I'm going to drag something out from here to tell it which player. And this is called player controller. Player controller. Okay, so it's as simple as this: get player controller. It's this one, get player controller from the game. You will have to do this a lot, so just get used to it. Okay, when you have input, when you have anything, you need to tell Unreal Engine who's giving you the input, who's playing, who this blueprint is triggered by. Okay, so it says player index 0, which is my player. Okay, if I have two players, then the first one will be called 0, the second one will be called 1, the third one will be called 2, and so on. It's an array. I just said array, which is a programming term. Never mind, I said that. And that's it. Now we should be able to open the door, because I told it to accept input. So I'll compile and save, close the blueprint, start the game, and press C. Yay! The door is opened. Okay, I'll go back to my blueprint now. So content drawer, blueprint. Now I need to add another key press to close the door. I think you get the idea by now. So I can basically take this whole code or these nodes and duplicate them. So Control D to duplicate. Okay, that's Control D to duplicate. And all I have to do now is change a few values. So I'll go to this, and this is a good time to look at the properties. So I'm just pressed on this node. I'll look at the properties. And so instead of C, go to keyboard. No, not keyboard. Where is it gone? That keyboard. Okay, so instead of C, I can choose anything else. What's next to C? X. Okay, so I'll look for X. So that's now X. When X is pressed, new relative rotation is 0, which means it's closed. Okay? Compile, save, and hopefully this will work. So start the game. C will open, X will close. C open, X close. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, I hope this is understandable. I think it's easy. What I want you to do is play around with it. See what you can do with it. And your task is to research and find out how you can add animation to this logic. I will show you how to do that in the next video, but I want you to research it first. So in the next video, after you do this and research how to improve it, what I will show you is how to again add an animation to this so it doesn't open abruptly, and how to add a sound effect to it as well, how to call a sound effect to it. Okay, and that will require us to learn about variables and learn about well, animation as well. Okay, so yeah, as I said, try to do it on your own, try to do the improvements on your own, but this is going to be done in the next couple of days, so I'm going to upload it in the next couple of days. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Bye.